Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show, where I bring you new providers, new technologies, and introduce you to the best professionals in the industry, all so you can make informed decisions. Today, I'd like to welcome Reid Starr, the manager of channel sales in the central United States for Granite Telecommunications, the sponsor of the Top Gun Show. Reid is simply a huge success story. He started out at Granite as a sales and marketing intern in 2015. He cut his teeth working on sales cycle activities such as cold calling, presentations, and deal closing. He worked in the direct sales team as well and migrated to the indirect sales side of the business in 2018 when he became a regional channel manager in South Central US. He quickly was promoted to a senior regional channel manager based on his outstanding results, winning the Industry Hustle Award in 2020 and making President's Club in 2021, 2022, 2023, and last year, 2024. He turned quite a few heads, and Granite rewarded this amazing guy with recently promoting him to the regional sales director role. Reid, you made it. You're on the Top Gun Show.
Thank you very much, Steve. Glad to be here.
Nice to have you on. Well, first of all, congratulations once again on your success at Granite. You know, the channel is unfortunately known for having a lot of, well, older, age challenged type of people like moi at the top. But then you came along. Please talk a little about your career path. How were you able to get and get such amazing results right out of the gate?
Yeah, it was really tough. I was really fortunate to work with some great people. Jason Kerr, Rob Maziar, Adam Michaels, Mike Feeder, obviously Charlie Pagliazzo, who runs our entire channel. He's been a great boss since I started as an intern almost a decade ago. Right out of the gate, I don't know. It didn't feel like it at the time, that's for sure. Started as an intern, obviously, in both direct sales and in the channel. But when I really entered the channel as a full-time employee, it was just totally green space. It was brand new to me. I was calling on partners much older than myself, trying to tell them how I could help them grow their business, which was a challenge to try and explain that sometimes, and even learn how I wanted to develop my discussion points and understand what Granite can really do for those partners. So over time, though, and with a lot of help from the people around me, we were able to develop a really good cadence with the TSDs in the South Central region during my role as senior channel manager. And we just basically visited as often as we could in Texas. I moved down to Texas for 5-6 years so I could be closer to all the partners. And I just hit the ground running. Meet with as many partners as possible every day, learn Granite, learn their business, and get after it. I mean, at the end of the day, it just takes a lot of work and as much time as you can spend with the partners.
Yeah, I mean, you and I worked together when I was at AppDirect for about 4 years. You took great care of me and my sales partners in that area. So, I'm familiar with your work ethic and all that. When I heard the news you were being promoted, I thought, fantastic, because you work hard. You do a great job for Granite. I want to talk about leadership. I mean, you're a leader now. So what do you think about leadership? Do you think leaders are just born that way, or have you had a lot of help along the way?
I'd love to answer that question in another 5 to 10 years too, because I think I have a lot to learn about being a leader, and I have a lot to learn from other people, both who I will be leading and our leaders around me. So I've been in, over my lifetime, some leadership positions. In college, I was the president of our club baseball team and learned a little bit about how to lead a group of people around me. But this is a totally different challenge. So I think the number one thing on my mind as I'm talking to the team that I now work with is it requires work from all of us, but I need to do a lot of the work myself and meet with partners on their behalf, talk about to my team how I've learned in the channel to work with partners and what Granite can offer them, and sort of get into the details of what makes a Granite channel salesperson or a channel salesperson in general successful, and how we can accomplish that together.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I love it. Well, you know your phone's going to, now that you're on the Top Gun show and there's millions of people watching you, you know your phone's going to ring. You're going to get job offers. You're going to get movie offers. I'm sure you already signed a multi-year mega deal with book rights and shoe endorsements now that you're, promoted to Granite. So, what advice would you give other organizations that would like to attract, train, and grow young talent?
Well, I think the first thing is, as somebody who started as an intern, I think a really strong, robust internship program is vital to an organization as far as attracting and growing young talent. It's a great place to learn about not just business as a whole, but about a company like Granite from the ground up, and maybe work in a couple of different areas of the business. Learn what they like about Granite. Maybe find a team that they like to work with, like I did in the channel, and then allow them to flourish and learn it on their own too. I think a big part of my career, especially in the early stages, was sort of a sink or swim attitude in some sense. Obviously, I had a ton of help with the people around me, but we were all in the same boat together, trying to grow an entire region together at the same time with no previous, relationships with the TSDs, a functioning channel that was there already. So yeah, I think it's obviously let them sort of get their feet wet, cut their teeth, whatever phrase you want to use, early on in an internship program. And then once they in a position that you put them in and you feel like they can succeed in, allow them to learn it on their own and help them when they need it.
Well, that's good advice. It obviously worked for you, so yeah, why not? That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Well, Reid, I always close each episode with a personal question, so I'm going to ask you something personal, but not too personal. So here's a question: if you could meet anyone, dead or alive, who would you want to meet, and what would you ask him or her?
Anyone, dead or alive. I think it's easy to say a famous person or somebody that people might be well known, but honestly, I never had a grandfather, and my first thought would go to meet one of them, probably either one of them. Never got to learn from them, sort of have that experience. So I would like to meet one of them and ask them maybe what is the biggest challenge they ever faced and how they overcame it. And if anybody knew that it was a challenge were having or not. I'd like to learn just sort of what they experienced in life. And for both of them, they grew big families, and obviously my parents came together, but I'd like to know sort of what they faced in life and how they learned from it.
That's great stuff, man. It would be fun to go back in time and do that. That's a great answer. Very unique. Very unique. Well, Reid, I'm going to let you go. I know you're busy. I know you're on, I think, a 4-week road tour right now, meeting partners and TSDs and leaders. And I'm so proud of you. I'm proud to work with you on the Granite team. Congratulations once again. And thank you so much for carving out time out of your busy schedule to be on the show today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me and for the kind words. And looking forward to doing even more here in the future.
Right on. Right on. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.